Kananelo. So look, I was actually looking at the question that you sent me, and I actually figured out that there's an easier way for us to do this. Check this out. So when we're looking at sequences, there are a couple of things we can actually do to figure out how the sequences are actually progressing and how they're moving along. And this is kind of like a trial and error type situation where you have to look at whether you can add to get the next number, or subtract to get the next number, or maybe multiply or divide to get the next number. So what you can actually do is try and see if any of these will actually work in order to get you from the one number to the next number. So we can try with some of the ones that I've written down here, and we can see exactly what's happening, and try and figure out what the next number in the sequence is going to be. So let's start with 1, 5, and 9. Now, if I want to get from 1 to 5, there are a couple of things I can do. Well, first, I can multiply by 5. I'm going to get 1 times 5, which will give me 5. So I can definitely multiply by 5. But when I go here, 5 times 5, I'm not going to get 9. So this one isn't correct. I don't think that multiplying is what we're going to have to do in this case. So maybe let's try something else. Let's try adding, maybe. So if I try and add to get from 1 to 5, I would have to add 4. Okay, that works. And then 5 plus 4 gets me to 9. So we have a pattern here. So now we know what we have to do in order to get to the next number. So if I want to get to the next number here, I just have to add 4. And we know 9 plus 4, is 13. And if I add 13 plus 4, if I add 4 to 13, I'm going to get 17. And we can continue with this sequence in this way because now we figured out the pattern for the sequence. Let's try and figure out for the next one what this is going to look like. So if I'm going from 2 to 4, I can add 4. I can try and add here plus 2. I can add 2 to get to 4. So 2 plus 2 will give me 4. That works. So if I try and add 2 again, I'm going to run into a problem because 4 plus 2 does not give me 8. It gives me 6. So maybe adding isn't what we're supposed to be doing for this particular one. Let's maybe try something different. Okay, so I know that these numbers are getting bigger because I'm going from 2 to 4 to 8. So I couldn't possibly be minusing, and I couldn't possibly be dividing either. But maybe if we multiply, that might work. So if I've got 2, to get to 4, I'd have to multiply by 2. That would work. Okay, so 2 times 2, that would give me 4. And then 4 times 2, yep, that's going to give me 8, which means that is actually the pattern that we're looking for. Awesome. So to get to the next number, I'm going to multiply by 2. And this will give me 16. And then 16 again multiplied by 2 will give me 32. And that's how we figure out that sequence. So I'm trying to find a pattern for each of these. But what about this last one? Let's have a look at this last one. So now we can see that the numbers are getting smaller. So I don't think adding or multiplying is going to be the answer we're looking for because our numbers are getting smaller. So maybe let's try subtracting. Let's see if subtracting works. So to get from 100 to 50, that would be minus 50, which is good. 100 minus 50 will give us 50. So now if we go 50 minus 50, that should give us 0, but we don't have 0 here. So I don't think minusing is going to work in this case. Maybe let's try dividing. Let's see if we divide, if that'll give us the answer we're looking for. So to get from 100 to 50, I would have to divide 100 by 2. So I'd have to say 100 divided by 2, that would give me 50. And if I divide 50 by 2 again, that would give me 25. So there, we found the pattern we're looking for. And if I try and divide 25 by 2 again, that's going to give me 12,5. And I divide by 2 again, that'll give me 6, comma 2, 5. So these are the kind of sequences we're looking for. And when we're extending geometric sequences, we're looking at either multiplying or dividing to get to the next number. Now, do you remember the exact sum that you gave me? It looks something like 7, then 14, then 28. So maybe if we look at the method that we've used here, we can kind of try and figure out what the next number is going to be in this sequence. I'm going to give you the chance to do this one because I'm pretty sure you're going to get it down once you see this video. Okay, if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to send them my way. I'm always here to help. Okay, bye. Okay, now let's take a look at the sum that you were actually given on the Watobi app. So if we remember, we had 7, then 14, then 28, and they wanted you to find the next number in the sequence. We can even look for the one after that. Okay, and what I want you to do is maybe just pause the video here for just a minute and see if you can actually find what comes next in this particular sequence. So I'll give you a minute or two, and then you can try and solve it, and then we'll come back and we'll see if we're on the same wavelength. Okay, so we can look at maybe adding from one number to the other. So we can look at adding from there to there, and if we look at it, 7 plus 7 will give us 14, but 14 plus 7 is not going to give us 28, so I don't think it's plussing that we're looking for here. Okay, let's try something else. Let's see, maybe it is multiplying because we are moving up on the numbers. So maybe let's multiply. 7 multiplied by 2 will give me 14. So multiplied by 2. And 14 multiplied by 2, yes, that will give me 28. Awesome. So we know what our sequence is going to be now. So we can do the next one. We can go 28 multiplied by 2, and that's going to give us 56. Here we go, 56. And we can even multiply by 2 again because now we know what the sequence is doing. And we can multiply that by 2 again, and that is going to give us 112. I hope your answer looks exactly like mine because this is just so simple to do right now. And hopefully you go back onto the Watobi app now that you understand the concept and how it works. And maybe you can try the rest of the exercise because now I'm pretty sure you got it down pat. Okay, if you have any more questions, you can just come back to me and don't hesitate to ask. Okay, cool.